What's up? Welcome to Kletus Roadside Service. I'm glad to have you here. I've got a little bit of shit to complain about. Finally, I got something to complain about. I can bitch about to you guys. These motherfuckers right here. Tell you what. I yesterday, I don't know, man. They decided to send me out to that. It was an acid spill. They decided to send me out to that motherfucker at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it was a 3 hour drive, so I didn't get out there. I got out there a little later than that because right after I got off the podcast, I was like, maybe I don't think I need to stop for fuel, and I look over at the fuel gauge. It's on fucking E. It's underneath E. You can see the whole E is on top of the fucking needle. It's like, oh shit, because usually people fuel up the trucks whenever they park them, so I didn't even think about fuel. And I'm like, damn it, dude, somebody left this thing on fucking E already, and then I'm just sucking on fumes. And made it up to a truck stop. I was surprised I made it because I just passed a fuel stop. And I was out there on that turnpike, that turnpike. There ain't no exits, turnarounds, no nothing for like 30 miles or more in some spots. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. If you pass it, you done passed it. You ain't going there. So, luckily I made it down to Emporia and was able to get some fuel. But you know what? The weird thing was the damn fuel gauge was broke because I cracked that thing open and I could see I had over half a tank of fuel in there. I only pumped 30 gallons maybe. I think I hold 120 on that truck. But anyways, stopped and grabbed me some food and that was a good idea. 'Cause once I got out there to that site, it was a little ways out there, but get out there and they were ready to start working. And right as I got out there, I was kind of like a second thought to the process. They weren't really needing me, but they were like, "Oh, if you ain't doing nothing else, come on out." I'm like, "You guys need to let me know a little earlier than that. This is fucking ridiculous." But I got out there and tell you what, they had about 8 shovels on site, and I was not feeling too good whenever I saw them shovels sitting there. You know how I am. Some people, like I was talking last episode, are allergic to eggs and dogs and shit. And if they're going to be allergic to some fucking made up bullshit, guess what? I'm allergic to fucking shovels. Because I really fucking hate them. I really don't like shovels. The sight of a shovel fucking makes me cringe. I don't want to shovel nothing. Guess what they had me do when I got out there? I started off sweeping. I was like, I'll sweep up the shit. Somebody else grabbed the goddamn shovel. And then the other guy, he took off. He went to go do something else. And then I'm sitting there with the guy sitting in a skid steer. And he's like, "Hey, there's a shovel over there." I said, "Don't you fucking say that shit to me. You want to fucking fight? You want to fight right now? I'm gonna fucking hit you in the head with a goddamn shovel. Use your goddamn bucket. Be an operator. You don't need. I shouldn't even have to sweep this fucking road up. You should be able to just fucking scoop it all up, make it sparkly and clean. Just dig down until there ain't nothing left." But I decided to be a nice guy and face my fear. This is what this episode's going to be all about, is facing your fear. And my fear of shovels, I overcame it. I didn't overcome it completely. I overcame it for that day. I wouldn't even say I overcame it. I would say I just dealt with it. I was just so fucking angry. Shoveling shit out of the road. So I said acid spill. That means there's floor dry, there's dirt, because they had to dig it out of the dirt, and a bunch of other bullshit just laying all over the road. and they were getting ready to be done for the day, so I went ahead and cleaned it all up for them. Lady, you gotta speed the fuck up. You gotta speed the fuck up. You gotta speed the fuck up. Go! 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 Jesus Christ! Hit the fucking throttle! Holy shit! God damn paraplegic in front of me. I tell you what, I see them. They got the little wheelchair on the license plate. Paraplegic shouldn't drive. I'll tell you that right now. Am I hard on that stance? No. But for what just happened, I don't think paraplegics should drive. I think we should get rid of them. You want a license? You want a license plate with a wheelchair on it? How about you don't? How about no? Oh, you need to have a wheelchair on your license plate? How about you get fucked, dude? Have somebody give you a ride. God damn, you're on wheels already. What do you need a fucking motor for? Use them arms. Just start shuffling yourself all around this fucking place. Alright, Acura. You see me with my fucking blinker on, you stupid fucker. Just getting over fucking, there's a guy broke down on the side of the road. Everybody quit freaking out on the highway here. Anyways, what was I saying? I was saying paraplegics shouldn't drive. Alright, and then what else was I gonna say? Oh, he's like, hey, we're just gonna hang out for a while. And I really wanted to say, God damn, it's gonna be a long time before I get home. I'm gonna be home at dark. I mean, it gets dark anyways, but I'm gonna get home like my kids are gonna be in bed and asleep, and that's not really what I was wanting today. I was wanting to see the kids, but my pocketbook said, "Hey, dummy, you were planning on only getting 8 hours today. How about you just wait it out?" So I did. I waited it out. I hung out. I was like, whatever, I need to collect some fucking money anyway. So I sat around there not doing shit. I mean, I couldn't leave until the guy was done loading me. So I just kind of hung out, and I did do a little bit of shoveling, but it really wasn't that bad. It was just some floor dry and some dirt on the road. I need to quit being a pussy. So then I finally got to go, and I'm starting to get text messages and shit about my job that was today. And I get to the shop finally, I don't know, 8 o'clock last night, and I'm looking at the schedule, and I'm looking at the trucks, and it turns out these dummies, they scheduled my truck to two different people, me and another guy, and the other guy that I was supposed to be working with, that I'm not really training him. He knows what he's doing. I'm just kind of supervising him. I had to his truck was scheduled to two people. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? So I called people, woke them up out of bed. They go to bed early. I don't. I never go to bed probably before midnight. But anyways, called them up. Hey, wake up, you stupids. Hey, what the hell? I'm trying to get my shit ready for tomorrow because they were like, oh, you got to be there early or whatever. I'm like, okay, well, I'll make sure my truck's ready to go. But, hey, I don't know whose truck is whose because you got two scheduled. So we got it lined out, but it was some. I'm like, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Anyways, I got my truck ready to go, and then headed home. You know, we have an elf on the shelf. It shows up. I don't know. You have kids, and Santa starts sending this damn elf to your house, and this elf has been up to some mischief. Okay, first night was all right. December 1st. The elf showed up and had a nice little letter, said, you kids better be nice and good, and I'm going to tell Santa what you guys have been doing. And then the second night, the elf, guess what this fucking guy did? He done ate a cookie. He made a whole batch of cookies in the oven, ate half of one, and had chocolate all over his face sitting on the windowsill. The kids were appalled. They really wanted to eat the other half of the cookie he had. They ate the whole damn tray of cookies. Um, and then what did he do? Oh, not last night. The night before last, this damn elf, he drank up one of my soda pops. And then he had a little thing, and they were singing that soda pop song from K-pop Demon Hunters. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody knows K-pop Demon Hunters by now, right? And you know what happened? I woke up this morning, this damn elf was up in the light fixture. He's a silly elf. Anyways, do you guys have an elf on the shelf? Do you guys have kids and elves on the shelves? Because I'm telling you, this guy, he's done some crazy shit in the past. He's had ropes strung across the whole house. It looked like he was doing action figure shit. I mean, he's kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. My daughter says it's a boy, and my son says it's a girl. I don't know. I don't know what that elf is. It ain't got no genitalia. I looked at it. But you're not allowed to touch the elf. It's going to lose its magic. If you touch that elf, the elf loses its magic, and I don't know what else happens. The elf is just gone. So anyways, it was interesting. It's going to be an interesting thing to wake up to every day and find the elf. Where is it? It's really cute when I get home and I wake up early, so I know exactly where the elf is. But whenever I get home, I'm like, I don't know where the elf is, and they're pointing right at him. They're like, he's right there. I don't see it. Where is he? I'm looking all around in the wrong spots. The kids, they get a real kick out of it whenever I act like I can't find the elf. I know where that elf is. Yeah, I had Taco John's yesterday. I've had tacos 4 meals in a row. This is not good for my body. I've had some sort of a Hispanic-inspired meal 4 in a row. Not good. My gut is just like, you shouldn't wear overalls today. That's what my gut's saying. And I got these brand new overalls. I love wearing them. But whenever that rumbly-tumbly starts happening, you're like a cat in the bag. You're like, I gotta get out of this fucking thing. I gotta shit somewhere. I don't want to shit inside my overalls. But anyways, today, yep, I grabbed a tanker truck, went to the site, got loaded. It was 12 degrees when I woke up. It was pretty cold, I don't know if it's been the coldest it's been, but it's pretty fucking cold. So, they're like, oh yeah, there's tanks full of water you need to suck out. And I'm like, water? You fucking idiots, it's gonna freeze. Now I gotta wait for all these damn cars to get out of the way. Come on, people. Make up your minds. Where are you going? I can't just pull out in front of you. You nerd. You fucking idiots. Here we go. I have to wait for the road to be completely clear. But, yep, got the water. Somebody drug one of these hoses on this truck. I haven't been running the tanker lately. Somebody else ran it, and they drugged the fucking hose on the side. It fell off the side of the truck, and it fucked up the whole hose, and it was one of the hoses I was expecting to use today. It was, I don't know, man. But we're doing all right. We got a load of water here. Luckily, it wasn't frozen completely. I just had to break the ice on the top. And now we're at the landfill. Come on, guys, figure it out. Anyways, I'm going to come back to you in a little bit, and I'll let you know. I'll let you know something. Alright, we're back. This fucking truck, I tell you what, man. And I don't know, my mechanic too. I don't know. I like my mechanic. I think he's a good guy. I think he knows what he's doing. But I think there's some things he might not be, I don't know, an expert on exactly. Like the PTO systems on these fucking trucks here. So I don't know if you guys remember, there's a bunch of episodes back where I was running this truck down to Oklahoma and the PTO got stuck on. Couldn't get the PTO to turn off. And I bled the air down. I did all kinds of shit. And it was warm. It was warm out. And yeah, just the PTO. I could not get the PTO to turn off. Like, it's stuck on. And yeah, here we are in the same situation. He's like, "Oh, you did something wrong." I'm like, "I don't know, man. I already ran one load of fucking water, and everything worked fine." And I come back, and now the PTO's stuck on. I'm just kind of letting you know, like, hey, did you fix it before? Because I quit driving this truck. I started driving a different truck. And then they said they fixed it, and it was fixed. I believe you. I believe it was fixed. Um, and then I quit driving. They stick me on fucking little bullshit jobs or here and there. And now I'm finally back in my fucking tanker where I'm happy, where I'd like to be. And I'm on a job where I don't have to fuck with nobody else. There's another guy running with me, but he's running a little vac truck and I'm running a big tanker. So he's gonna be zipping around back and forth a bunch of times, and I'm only gonna be able to do a couple of loads really. But the fucking PTO stuck back on, and I'm like, hey, I mean, I was just kind of calling, like, did you guys fix something? Is there something that I can do? Because the only thing I know to do is unplug the damn thing, and it'll click, and it'll be fine. He's like, no, that plug that you unplugged was just the light. I'm like, hey, listen here, bud. When I unplug that plug, guess what the fuck happens? The air in the suspension starts to raise back up. The PTO clicks and turns off, and everything's fine. So you tell me it's just the light on the dash. He's like, no, you just got lucky that one time. I'm like, I drove all the way to fucking Oklahoma. I could not get the PTO to turn off for the life of me. I unplugged that wire and I drove all the way down to Oklahoma and back. And guess what? Everything was fine. Well, then I started having fuel filter issues in this truck. But he's like, no, that's just a light. I'm like, I can get under there and unplug it again. I didn't know if there's like a better method now that you guys had worked on it since then. He's like, no. We didn't, I don't know. I don't know. He didn't say what he did. I'm wondering if they didn't do a damn thing. That could be true. Anyway, so I'm sitting here. I really want some fucking coffee. Some coffee on this cold motherfucking day would be fucking nice. But the route that I'm taking, for me to get a tanker in somewhere to get some coffee is not going to be possible unless I go out of my fucking way. And I guess I should have grabbed some before I took off this morning, but I was kind of running a little behind, and I didn't want to see anybody in the office. I wanted to get out, get going, and now here we are, stuck and no coffee. I should have had coffee and been stuck. Don't move that truck if the PTO's on. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. If you shit that you fucking fixed fucking worked, wouldn't be in this situation. Anyways, I don't know. My actual boss, he tells me just run the motherfucker. He's like, no, once you hit a certain speed, it'll kick off. I'm like, oh really? He's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like, I don't like that because the damn thing won't shift. That's the problem with an automatic is you can't select what you want it to do. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. And yeah, we're at the point where I could floor it right now and it ain't gonna shift. It's just gonna fucking stay in second gear, just fucking running that fucking PTO into the ground. So I don't know. I'm moving over here so there's a little bit easier area for my mechanic friend to get here. I'm getting a different mechanic out here. Different mechanic's gonna come out and check it out. And he's not, I don't know. Part of me says he's not as good as the other one, but part of me says he's better than the other one in some. Just he's more he'll listen to you a little bit more. The other guy, he just knows everything, which is good. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. He knows everything, which is great. But sometimes there's things that he knows, but he just knows them and doesn't want to believe what you're saying. You know what I mean? You're like, I'm telling you, man, everything is fine. Anyways, this is a little update I wanted to give you before I sit here and play on Facebook for a fucking hour. Yeah. Okay, update number 3. I got a mechanic to meet me. I may have been wrong about what I was saying earlier, and I could easily go back and just not include that last little segment there, but I'm gonna include it just because I think I need to plug in my seatbelt. That's for sure. I ain't lying to you guys. I thought I was right. I said if I unplug that fucking thing, it'll work, but it wouldn't. He said no, so I said I'm gonna do this out of principle. I ain't gonna fuck with it. I'm gonna let the other mechanic look at it, and things will be fine. Well, that mechanic, he said, well, hop under there and fucking unplug it and see if you can help me out a little bit. He's like, I don't want to have to come out there and fucking fuck with it. If you could just unplug that bitch and then drive it to the shop. It's like, well, it's kind of out of principle. I'm trying to teach that other mechanic, that know-it-all mechanic, a lesson that sometimes things do work a little differently than he thinks. And sometimes I'm standing by that. Sometimes things do work a little differently than some people think. You can be a fucking master at something, but maybe there is a little thing that happens when you do it a little differently or something. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to say is that I got underneath there because he instructed me to, and I unplugged it. And no, the PTO is still on. I was like, motherfucker. Well, it worked last time. He said I got lucky last time. I guess he was right. I don't know, man. I'm not trying to act like I'm the most badass guy out here in the planet. I'm not. But I promise you, it worked. It worked that one time. Why would it not work again? But whatever. It does control the airbags. So whenever you unplug that, the airbags will raise back up. But the PTO was, in fact, stuck. Stuck like Chuck, or whatever. Oh yeah, and that Chuck guy. Remember, I did that podcast. I said, "What's up, Chuck?" No, that wasn't that podcast. I don't know. The one where I was talking about this guy I used to work with. His name was Chuck, and he was a fucking bitch ass, and he smelled my piss. He rubbed his fingers into my fucking piss on the ground, and then smelled it and licked it. That fucking idiot. Anyways, well, I heard from somebody that he had passed away, which is unfortunate. And it is unfortunate because, me and him were both alive on the planet, and if he was still alive on the planet, that does give me, you know, the possibilities uh, were there. You know, if two people are alive in the same city, they could see each other, and I could have met him, and I could have told him. You know, that's one thing. Probably, you know, if I was able to go to his funeral, it'd be real sad. I'd be like, yeah, you know, I don't want anybody to die, not for real. Um, but if like I was able to see Chuck for a few of his last moments, I probably would have fessed up to it and been like, hey, do you remember being up in Nebraska? Do you remember the truck having a leak behind it? Do you remember me and the other kids standing there saying we don't know what it is? Do you remember sticking your hand in it? Do you remember smelling it? Do you remember licking it and saying, oh, it's just water? Do you remember, Chuck? This is the one and only time I'm going to be able to tell you what really happened that day. It wasn't water. It was piss. And it would be really bad if, like, that was his last thing he ever heard, you know. He'd be like, I fucking licked these fucking idiots' pee. Thanks for letting me know on my deathbed, you fuckhead. But hey, if I'm on my deathbed and I licked somebody's pee, you better come fucking confess. You better show up to my fucking hospital room. Don't bring flowers. What the fuck are those gonna do? Those ain't gonna do shit. Don't bring flowers. Don't bring a card. Don't bring a teddy bear. Just bring your fucking the shit that's down deep in the back of your chest and say, hey man, do you remember that one time you licked my piss? And I'll say, no, I don't. Tell me about it. I think it's funny. Because it's not like I'm gonna. The taste is gone. It's been done. You know, cell reproduction is quite high in a human body. So like every cell in his body, maybe he has the same bones, but maybe same teeth and same bones and whatnot. But fingernails, you know, if you grew a whole new fingernail in between the time that something bad happened, and you can't be mad about it anymore. You're not. You didn't. Just because you tasted piss back in 2016 or whatever it may have been, doesn't mean you're going to still taste it to this day, unless you really remember tasting it. But part of me, I really think Chuck probably didn't that none of that ever made it, you know, into his memories. He'd probably be like, I don't even know who you are. And I'd say, you know, I know you. I know you licked my piss. Me and the other guy, Caleb, we pissed. There was a giant pool of piss. And that might have been misleading because, you know, if he looked over and it was a smaller pile of water, he might have thought, oh, that could be piss. But with the amount of liquid that was on the ground, he probably thought that there's no way somebody pissed that much. That's definitely got to be coming from the truck. And that's why he stuck his finger in it, sniffed it, licked it, and didn't even wash his hands afterwards. He had piss on his hands and on his tongue the rest of that day. But after that, you know, once he wakes up the next day or you know brushes his teeth before bed or whatever, that's gone. And the fingernail regeneration has started. Okay, you clip your fingernails. Look at me, I've clipped my fingernails pretty recently. But I'll tell you what, these bitches, they get long quick. These sons of bitches, they get long, they get torn, they get a little jagged. I do bite my fingernails sometimes, but I try not to because my fingers do go into some places you don't want to really be involved with. This guy is driving on the shoulder. What are you doing, dude? I thought he was about to run into the bridge. Holy shit, this fucking guy's a wild man. Um, so anyways, I was, the gist of the story is I was wrong about the plug underneath the truck on the PTO. I was wrong about it. And I went in there, I told him, I said, hey, man, I just want to let you know, I thought I was smarter than you for a second. I really thought I was smarter than you for a second. I really put a lot on them 2 wires that were plugged in. And now that I know, I tested my theory and it didn't work out, I'm willing to hear your side of the story. Okay, it controls the light, but it also controls the airbags. Okay? So anyways, mechanic came out and he fucked with it for a while. We got it. I took that truck back to the shop. And then I had to call the guy I'm working for right now, our client, and said, hey man, just letting you know I'm having truck problems, so I'm going to be probably 1 load short today. I don't know how many he wants me to get done, but the landfill closes. They do have an operating hours, and we're going to hit that. We're gonna work until they won't let us go in there no more. And one guy told me, and I already kind of knew that they closed down around 3 to 3:30. But one guy told me, he's like, yeah, 2:30. We'll stop. The other guy that I'm running with, he said, yeah, I think they stop at 2:30. We'll just run like till 2:30. I said, all right. And then the boss lady at the shop, or at the office, said, how late are you guys going to run today? And I said, I don't know, until the landfill's done. She said, the landfill closes at 7. I said, well, not the place where we're going. The pit closes a little earlier. She's like, oh, okay. And she called the pit, and they said they close at 5. That's unfortunate. I need the hours. But I was really hoping that around 3 o'clock, if you ain't loaded by 3, you just go back to the shop. And it's already 1. So, yeah, this is, I don't know. But anyways, just got my new tractor hooked up to the loaded tanker. I'm headed to the landfill. This is my 2nd run, okay? I don't know, but I got tomorrow off, okay? I got my anniversary. And my wife, she picked out a restaurant. I was gonna just find something kind of fancy-ish, and where I was gonna take her to it. And I really gotta find well, I got some time still, but what was I gonna say? Oh, this fancy dancy restaurant. She's like, yeah, I heard about this restaurant. You want to check it out? You want to go there? I said, I don't know. Let's check it out. It's a fucking robotic sushi bar. Holy shit. I'll tell you about it. That's all I'm going to say about it right now. I'll tell you more about it. It might blow my mind. But if it doesn't, I don't want to sit here and talk about how good it's going to be and then be disappointed. So anyways, I think we're going to go do that tomorrow night. But there is a little bit more news, not good news. Family shit going on. My grandpa, my poor old grandpa, my frail old grandpa. He's a badass man. He used to work at TWA. TWA was an airline. He worked there for a long, long time. Anyways, him, he's got some issues. He had to go in for surgery. Heart shit. or something. He had skin cancer at one point in time. I don't know, all kinds of bad stuff going on with him in his life right now. But he's the guy I got the DR. Well, he's the one that bought the DR a long time ago, and I took it over to him and rode with Grandpa. I got that video up on YouTube, riding with Grandpa. That video is going to be more cherished than I realized. Well, you know, I, you don't expect anybody to die, but I knew that was something I wanted to have, and yeah, now I got it. Now I can remember. Are we recording again? All right. I cannot believe in the middle of my grandpa story, some fucking 1-800 number calls me. You motherfuckers! Whatever you're selling, I ain't buying. I'm talking about my grandpa here. I was in the middle of a real heartfelt moment. God damn it. Anyways, he's about to die. And I'm sorry I didn't sugarcoat that a little bit more, but you know what? Shit happens, okay? I don't want people. That's well. Hold on. Let me keep talking about Grandpa, and then I'll tell you about my thoughts real quick. But Grandpa, he's a badass man. Anyways, he had surgeries, and they're not doing too good. And my uncle, his dad or his son, he called me up the other day, and he said, "Hey, man, if you want to say bye to him, you better hurry the hell up." I said, "All right." I was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Well, he quit eating. That's not good. You gotta eat." All right, what are we doing here? Are you coming on the highway or not? What are you doing, loves? Anyways, quit eating, and he even told my uncle, he's like, "Yeah, it's probably about that time." So, damn, that really fucking sucks. I was really hoping to be able to ride with him again. But I called him up and I talked to him. He's still witty and stuff. He's still there. He's like, "I just can't move, man. It really fucking sucks. I'm on the fucking couch. I gotta watch whatever's on TV. I can barely damn hit the remote." I said, "Well, I'm gonna come see you." So I'm gonna go see him tomorrow morning. And hopefully be able to just sit with him for a little bit and hang out. And but anyways, this is where I guess I'll talk a little bit about me and my shit. I don't think I'm gonna get to the point where I'm laying in a bed dying. I don't know. I feel like things will conspire before that. If you know what I mean. I think it's gonna be a he was alive and now he's not type of situation. And I think that's what everybody would, not everybody, but some people would prefer a an alive, good, not maybe not good. Well, I don't know. You don't want to be too good. You don't want to die when things are going real well. But you're gonna be alive and then you're gonna be dead pretty quickly. Um, I just don't think I'm gonna make it to a bed. I don't think they're gonna be like, "You're 90 years old and you're fading out slowly, day by day." No, I just don't think I'm gonna make it to that. But hey, who knows? It could happen. Um, but don't sugarcoat nothing. If I die doing a wheelie on a DR650 on 435, I want all my friends and family to not fucking hide that shit. Because when people I know die, it's like, I have to fucking sneak around the back door to find out what the hell happened. Nobody wants to just tell you what happened. I want them to tell it like like I did something dumb, like I'm still alive, be like, all right, Act like I didn't die on a DR650 doing a wheelie on 435. Act like I did break a leg and get road rash all the way up and down my body. I'm still alive, and you'd show up at the hospital. You'd be like, "You're a dumb motherfucker. What the hell were you doing? You're doing a," and then your aunt's gonna call and be like, "How's he doing?" "Oh, he was a fucking dumbass riding a wheelie down I-435, fucking wrecked and hit a Prius, skidded off into the ditch and fucking laid there for a couple hours before he crawled his fat ass up onto the bank and then got, and he's still alive. He's going to be all right." Do that same thing, but just instead of he crawled out of the bank, just be like, "Yeah, and he died. He's a dumb motherfucker." And honestly, if I end my life on a fucking motorcycle, I was probably doing something dumb. Probably. I don't want to. I'm just saying, when you get on that fucking DR650, you're a different human being. You're unstoppable. Nobody can do nothing to you. You're on a DR650. You can haul ass. You do some stuff you would never do on a DR650. You would, if you're on some other bike, you wouldn't. You might do some things, but you ain't gonna do the things you're gonna do on a DR650. I'll tell you that right now. Anyways, I don't know. I guess it's kind of dark, but I don't know. Death sucks. Okay, it really sucks, and I don't want my grandpa to die, but it's gonna happen eventually. I hope he lasts like a lot longer. But what people are telling me, it's like it's gonna be like 2025 is his last one. So I don't know. That sucks. Also, I got a fucking cousin's got the colon cancer. God damn it. The gayest cancer you can get. Fucking up the butt. That's some dumb motherfucking shit right there. I'd be irate if I got fucking ass cancer. And I don't know, he's starting to chemo and whatnot. So, and I don't know how I think about all that stuff. Like, how many, I don't know. I don't know. Now, me on chemo, I'm already pretty much bald, but I don't know. I've seen some other people get on that chemo shit, and they get real skinny and real weak. And I'm all about getting skinny. I don't want to get weak though. I don't want to have. I mean, I already get winded going up and down stairs, but I don't want to get to where I can't pick up the fucking remote control to the TV. But yeah, that's just I don't know, some fucking bullshit going on in my family. But we all got to keep going. I got a family I got to think about and keep going for and everything. I'm I've been sick though. You know what I heard right as I was leaving the shop? I said, "Hey, where's that other mechanic, dumb fuck? The fucking tire technician, the lube guy over here. Where's he at?" They're like, "Oh, he's sick." I said, and they're like, "Yeah, he's a pussy." I'm like, "I'm so glad you guys said that. What kind of pussy calls out sick from work?" Oh my gosh. Now I understand. Sometimes if you're throwing up and shitting from both ends, yeah, and maybe he is. But they just said he has a tummy ache. Like, listen to me right here. I got me a deep voice and boogers coming out all over, and I don't feel that great either. Do I call in? Fuck no. I'll never call in to work sick. I will show up as sick as I could fucking be. I throw up at work and I keep working. Okay, here, you know, I've thrown up at work so many times, and other people would say I gotta go home. You know what? Fucking stay home, wuss. throw up and be sick at work like a man. I don't know. I'm really just fucking, just looking for something to complain about. I need some funny in my life. Oh, and this landfill, the fucking that place done caught up on fire. The liquid pit. I don't know how the hell it catches on fire, but it did. And so they're running a little slower than normal right now, but they still let me come in there, that's for sure. But I think I've been talking long enough. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Keep all 18 down. Adios. We'll talk to you later.